Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So it turns out Kanye West hates Jews. We were right all along, it turns out.
I guess maybe there were some people who thought he didn't because it's been a couple of years since he went really hard on the anti-Semitism. But he's back with a vengeance and maybe saying even more direct anti-Semitic things than he had before.
This is clear now. He is a hardcore anti-Semite who celebrates the extermination of Jews.
Yes.
That's the way it is.
So the rant actually started with a statement that on its own might have been controversial and would have gotten him all the attention and headlines he wanted, which was saying that he wants Diddy out of jail. He had a couple other things said, but basically this was the essence of it. Free Puff.
Okay.
And
it's an interesting take.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently has he's had a relationship with him. And Diddy hasn't gotten a lot of that. So he responded to it.
Yeah, on his Instagram account. I'm not sure exactly how.
I was wondering that myself.
He has access.
I was wondering that myself.
Maybe he told someone to do it. But anyway, he said, thank you to my brother Ye, Yeezy.com. So yeah, he's celebrating it.
So
to be fair to Diddy, which I know is something you don't hear a lot these days.
Diddy didn't know what was coming.
He did not know the firestorm that was about to come because Ye was just getting warmed up. And this is where it gets really just insane. This is what he started to say about, he's always framed this as he doesn't like the business deals that he's made with Jewish people.
This is a trope, by the way.
Yes. Ain't nobody ramped up either. I'm calm as ice. This is how I really feel.
So can I stop you for a second? He is now telling everybody, you may not have believed me before. You got to believe me now.
And by the way, the reason he's saying ain't nobody ramped up is because this is after several hours of tweeting, right? So he says, ain't nobody ramped up either. I'm calm as ice. This is how I really feel, how I really felt, and how I will always feel. Blank all your blank blank. Unfair business deals. Any Jewish person that does business with me needs to know I don't like or trust any Jewish person, and this is completely sober with no Henny. I'm a Nazi.
Oh, there's more.
And one more. Hitler was so fresh.
So, look, I'm not going to get upset.
It's not even...
I'm Jewish. I'm not going to get upset with this because I think that's what he wants. I think what you got to do at this point, whether it's performative, and it could be, or whether it's real, and I think it is, or it's mental illness, or it's a combination of all of those things, and it probably is. He's an anti-Semite.
But I hear what you're saying, that you don't want to express too much outrage because one, you may be just used to it. Two, you don't want to give him what he probably wants.
Right.
But there is a part of this that is still dangerous, and I understand you're saying you don't want to, have all this outrage, but there are people out there who are going to listen to it, and their reaction to it is going to be, yeah, the hell with Jewish people.
Oh, I think you're right.
I actually think it's pretty helpful because the rant that went on in 2022 was several years ago. And frankly, time heals all wounds. People forget, they soften it. The passage of time sort of makes him a different figure.
We all laugh about his antics going out with his wife and, she's naked at the Grammys, and people can have lighthearted feelings toward him about that stuff, right?
That's right, and this is a good reminder of this is who he is. This is his sort of thesis statement and his true feelings. He says he's not inebriated in any way. This is how he feels. He doesn't trust Jewish people. Doesn't like them.
While he's not inebriated, he still has mental illness.
Look,
we know.
I think you're right. It's all three of them. It's mental illness, performative, and real.
Yeah.
But here's the difference, Derek, between 2 years ago or 3 years ago and today. We're in a different world today. And the hatred you express can be a plus for you in certain corners of this country. And I feel like this kind of hatred in some ways has been normalized. So I'm not sure if I would be shocked 3 years ago had he said this. Weird thing is, I'm not at all shocked. And I'm not feeling that outrage like it's a thunderbolt from the sky anymore, because I don't think that's where our country is right now. I think our country has normalized a lot of this stuff.
I sadly think you're right. This is the type of rhetoric that used to marginalize you, make you a fringe character, make you a sort of white supremacist and things like that, KKK people who aren't part of the normal conversation in this country. Kanye West very much is. He's in the conversation, and you're right, where the country has moved, it has been normalized. It's almost like he's accomplished his ends in some way.
I mean, look at this. You've got Proud Boys who are looking for the addresses and names of FBI agents who did their job after they assaulted cops, and they're saying, we are going to get you guys. That's where we've gone that far. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
So the saddest part of this is that we actually aren't shocked by it.
No, you're right. We're not shocked by it.
Really.
And that's where we are.
Hey guys, Yessie Smiles here from Miami. And can someone please take Kanye's phone away from him? Because it's like you guys were saying, I think we're shocked, but we're really not shocked. And someone as big as him with the proof that Diddy has committed these crimes, it's like crazy to me. It's mind blowing. So, and it kind of makes you think where his mental health really is.
Yeah, but you can't just always pass things off to mental health. That people with mental issues, and many people have them, can still embrace hatred. So I think you're right.
Could be.
Yeah.
He absolutely could truly believe these things. You just, I don't know.
It's all mixed in.
Yeah.
We are going to move on.
Yes, to people who are moving on. Officially, Jessica Alba and Cash Warren have filed for divorce. And this is becoming a theme now, that people who are incredibly successful, who you think, of course, they had to have a prenup. No prenup.
No prenup. But they've been married a long time. And
She was
still famous.
Very famous and successful when they got married.
Now, here's the deal.
But they're also very young.
They were very young. They have 3 kids. Very, very amicable, we're told. Nope. We know this. It's not in the divorce documents, but we have very good sources. They don't have the prenup. And in terms of money, everybody thinks, well, my God, she's loaded and he's going to live off of that. It ain't the case at all.
Cash doing just fine, thanks to socks and underwear.
And pair of thieves.
Yeah, it's a company pair of thieves. So online it says that it's valued at like around $100 million, but we're told, I guess, that that's way off, and he's actually worth a lot more money than that, which is interesting because Jessica Alba's company, The Honest Company, they sell like, I think, baby products and beauty care. They're valued at like around $600 million. So we're being at least told that it's actually much closer than you would think. At least that's what's saying online.
Right. And pair of thieves, by the way, they sell underwear and socks, but it's enormously successful. So anyway, so it's a very amicable divorce. They haven't split up the property yet. That hasn't been done yet, we're told. Joint physical and legal custody of the 3 kids. That's not going to be an issue. The way they filed, this is kind of the way Hollywood works. She filed, but immediately thereafter he filed, and they have exactly the same things that they put in the petition. So they all came together and agreed on all this stuff.
I know, Harvey, we say it's amicable now. Is there any possibility that obviously they have a lot of community assets that at any point this become like goes sideways?
Yeah.
If there's a dispute over what they're splitting, but
the lawyers matter in these cases. There are some lawyers that will fuel these arguments just to make money. They've got 2 lawyers. That's not their MO. Laura Wasser is representing Jessica. Cash is being represented by a guy named Adam Lipsick. And they're both lawyers that try and settle things. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's going to happen, mostly because the lawyers aren't going to let it happen.
And there's not going to be any huge battle over spousal support.
That's right. That's right. There was not going to be any spousal support.
Right.
So, it's another chapter. They got married, I think, Devin, was it 2007?
It was 2008.
Yeah. 2008. So by Hollywood standards, this is a long-term marriage, right?
Hi, I'm Marie Doyle in Ireland. I think that right now they're saying it's amicable, but look at what's going to happen once the lawyers get involved. That's when the real money starts to be divided. Things always get messy.
Not always.
I like it with the Irish accent.
I love the Irish accent. But with J-Lo and Ben, Laura Wasser mediated that, and
that didn't...
It was peaceful. It was peaceful.
There was a slight moment of contention while they were hammering things out.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Well, because it's all fine and dandy now.
Oh, you're just calling me an old man. We're going to take a break.
All right, when we come back, speaking of breakups, Taylor Swift and Blake Lively. It is a bad situation after the story we broke yesterday about what went down, what really went down during that meeting that Taylor walked into. Blake says that they've hugged it out and they've made up.
Not what we're hearing.
Certainly not from Taylor's perspective. Well, Blake Lively can forget about packing her bags for New Orleans this weekend. I guess
she can go.
She can still go to the Super Bowl.
She's just not going to get the best suite, that's for sure.
She will not be in Taylor Swift's suite because their friendship is in a, I don't even know if it's right to call it a friendship anymore.
You could call it kaput.
Yeah.
At least from one side.
Yeah. What's interesting about this is that Blake is at least making it seem like they're good. And as we broke the story yesterday.
Cry and make up.
Yes. That was Blake's response to the story we told you yesterday that about the fact that Taylor is really ticked off that she's been dragged into this battle with Justin Baldoni.
And used by Blake.
Because Blake made it seem like Taylor showed up at this meeting to support her and to pressure Justin Baldoni to
when Taylor says,
changes.
When we're told Taylor says she had no idea Justin was even there. She was just showing up because Blake invited her, and she shows up and Blake's there and Justin's there, and all she says to him is, "Oh, I really excited to see your movie," and he leaves, and that was it. And she makes it look like that she's a secret weapon behind all of this.
Right, and now Taylor is staring down the fact that perhaps if this thing actually does go forward, if the lawsuit goes forward,
she's
she'll
going to be deposed. Yeah.
So Taylor definitely, the way it was described to us, this friendship is fractured to say the least. And a year ago at the Super Bowl, Blake Lively was there right next to her BFF celebrating. And we're told that is not going to happen this year.
Yeah, and they were so close for a very, very long time. And just like a few weeks ago, they were spotted out together, and unclear if it was during this time, but we were told from people around Blake that they hugged it out, they had a good cry, Blake apologized, but apparently that wasn't enough because Taylor is not happy with how things ended up. And, you know, obviously the text messages between Blake and Justin became part of the $400 million lawsuit that Justin had filed, which showed the actual text messages where Blake referred to Taylor as her dragon. She called herself Khaleesi. And we're told that Taylor saw these text messages and was like, that's a really weird thing to say about a friend, and it's not sitting well with her.
Yeah, weird is kind of an understatement. I mean, Taylor Swift found it unforgivable that somebody took her scarf. And this is way
more than that.
It's way more than a scarf. So put a poll up on the website just to see how people felt about this. Blake betrayed Taylor. Yes or no? Well, our user said by a big majority, yes, that Blake betrayed Taylor. That seems to be the way Taylor sees it too.
Yeah.
And
we're going to see all new crew with her in the suite at the Super Bowl.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Wilson from New York City. And yes, of course, Blake should be iced out of the Super Bowl. I mean, the dragon coming alone is nuts. Taylor Swift is known for empowering artists. She's not known to abuse her power. I mean, this is the person who went incognito to the Chiefs game, who spent the whole Grammy celebrating her competitors. When you say that it's unforgivable to not give back her scarf, in my opinion, I think it's equally unforgivable for a poet and a lyrical genius like Taylor to have a friend who uses such bad metaphors and symbolism.
That's the crime.
That's the crime.
Get your metaphor game up,
really,
Blake, and then we'll talk.
By the way, I think the thing that triggered Taylor here, I think one of the things that triggered all of this for us to put the story up yesterday is this podcast we're doing called Two Angry Men. I do it with Mark Garrigus. Brian Friedman, Justin's lawyer, came on, and I was asking him about whether he was going to depose Taylor. And if you read between the lines, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And I think that ding, 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 it went off. Oh my God, this is how far she's brought me.
This is how far. Now I have to end up sitting for a deposition.
And maybe taking the stand if it ever ends up in court, which I don't think it's going to be.
Right.
Okay, moving on.
Yes, to Kendrick Lamar, who's getting ready for his big day on Sunday at the Super Bowl halftime show. And as we've been discussing, everyone's wondering whether or not he's going to do Not Like Us. We know he is going to do it. And it's still up in the air. We're going to see on game day, I guess, whether or not there's any censoring of it by Fox or the NFL.
Or Kendrick.
And I doubt Kendrick would, right? Because then that doesn't look good.
I'm telling you, pedicure works.
Certified pedicure? Wow, such a lyricist. Well, listen, we got Too Short out in New Orleans. He is down there partying before the game, and we asked him what he felt Kendrick should do when it comes to that song. This is a different perspective. It's gonna make you go,
How do you think the Kendrick performance will be? It should be one of the best of all times because of his track record of what he's done every time you've given him a moment to perform at an awards ceremony, Coachella, whatever it may be. He always brings us home.
Do you feel like he should do Not Like Us? It's up in the air right now if he's going to perform this.
If I was him, I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it? Why is that?
Because that's more of a jab than doing it.
I want to agree with what he said because it's so interesting. I just don't agree.
I think he would be 100% right if Drake hadn't filed the lawsuit. Because Drake filed the defamation lawsuit, now if Kendrick doesn't do it,
it looks weak.
It looks weak.
Yeah, if Drake didn't file a lawsuit and if Kendrick didn't win a gang of Grammys for the song, like everybody's expecting, it's one of the biggest rap songs of all time, diss or not. So everybody's expecting to hear it in some form or fashion. So Too Short is, he's Team West Coast and everything, but, he's just putting up an alternate development.
There's only been one other hip hop song that won Record of the Year. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
What?
I can't remember it now. Eric told me the other day when we were doing our podcast, Get to the Hook. But
wow, that was a clever way of pushing your podcast.
No, Eric told me. I'm trying to remember it now. He said it's only happened one other time, and I cannot remember it now. It was
Kendrick, This Is America.
No, not Kendrick. Donald Glover. Donald Glover.
Somebody was in my ear telling me this, and I wanted to look really
Childish
smart.
Gambino. This Is America. That's the only other time. And yes,
I knew that actually.
You didn't know that.
Well, no, I knew once I heard this. Anyway,
look, he's gonna do it. And,
of course, he's gonna do it.
And Drake's just gonna have to grin and bear it.
Certified pedicure.
Yes, this is Darius YSN out of Tennessee. I totally disagree with Too Short. Kendrick Lamar has been running Drake into the ground all year long. Why stop now? And I do agree with you what you said after the lawsuit. If he does not perform at the Super Bowl, Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, is just gonna look weak, man. He has to do it. He has to.
And he's gonna. Okay, we're taking a break.
All right, when we come back, the Eagles have a secret weapon who does not wear a helmet or pads, and that is Gilly the Kid. He has become their good luck charm, has been celebrating with them throughout the playoffs. He is in New Orleans and will be joining us when we come back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Actually, Pitt got in another accident.
At what point does Angelina go, I'm not going to give you your inheritance this week?
Siobhan, how many accidents have you had?
Siobhan, it's TMZ.
Well, if you're putting your money on the Eagles, then there's one guy that you... No, not Jalen Hurts. No, not the quarterback. That's not the guy you're counting on. The guy you're counting on is Gilly the Kid, the Philadelphia native, rapper, host of the extremely popular podcast.
And the biggest super fan in the history of the world.
Yeah, he is in New Orleans, and he has been, if you're an Eagles fan, you know this, NFL fans know, he has been their good luck charm, has been with them through the playoffs, been in the locker room, leading them out onto the field, and this has been quite the year for Gilly, who's about to join us from New Orleans, but just to catch you up on what this season has been like for him.
I go on and on, can't understand how it lasts so long. I must have superpowers, rap 225,000 hours. Get it calculated, do the math. I made 1,000 songs that make you move your ass. And for the last 300 months, I made 16 albums with me on the front.
In the locker room with the players at the NFC Championship celebrating.
Jeez.
We just had Too Short on, but Too Short's song is the one that Gilly has made the anthem heading into the Super Bowl, and he is joining us now from New Orleans. Gilly, welcome to TMZ Live. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm beautiful, man. Blessed. Absolutely blessed to be down here in New Orleans. Super Bowl 59. The Eagles is bringing it home. Let's go.
Did you start at the beginning of the season that Blow the Whistle
Yes.
is going to be your song, your hype song before every game?
Well, actually, I have two songs. Before the game start, I play Just Like Candy, and I let the other team know that they're sweet and that they don't have a chance of winning. And then when we win, my victory song is Blow the Whistle.
Then you blow the
and
whistle.
it just so happened that we won 14 games this year, so they had to watch a lot of dancing this year.
Okay, so I'm guessing there's going to be a prop bet on who they're going to show first, you or Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
So what are you going to do to make sure it's you?
Well, I think that based off of energy, we have Kansas City beat right now. Kansas City energy can't match our energy. And I'm a person that believes great energy brings great results. So I don't think it's a chance Kansas City can win. So to just keep showing Taylor all night, we love Taylor. Everybody loves the Swifties. You know, shout out to Taylor. My wife was looking for that red lipstick she wears. You know, but let's be for real. It's the Eagles' time. It's our time. You can feel the energy. It's everywhere. It's infectious. It's attractive everywhere. So it's just the time for the Eagles right now.
What is it like in New Orleans right now? So you've been there now for about a day, right? What
Yes.
in the city? Now, be honest. Are there Chiefs fans representing? Obviously, you're going to be around a lot of Eagles fans, but are you seeing Chiefs fans there too?
I don't think there's any Chief fans are out here.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I'm just saying, everywhere I go, it's Fly Eagles Fly, baby. Bird gang. The bird has landed.
Gilly, I got to tell you, I was watching, just so happened it was on TV last night, I was watching Silver Linings Playbook. And the thing about that movie is it really brings to life, if you're not from Philly, it shows you how passionate, why exactly are Philly fans so freaking passionate about the Eagles? Like, it means something. I've seen you crying tears, and you're not playing. But why does it mean so much to people from Philly? It seems like more than any other city.
You got to understand, Philadelphia is one of the poorest cities in the United States. And economically, we really struggle in Philadelphia. It's like you got to understand, in the whole city of Philadelphia is no suburbs. It's like, it's not a nice part of Philadelphia where you're like, no, they live in that part of Philadelphia. No, if you're from Philadelphia and you get some money, you move to South Jersey. So it's no suburbs in Philadelphia. It's a bunch of crime. So the Eagles is like our safe haven. When they win, the week that they win, the city feel good. Everybody's upbeat. Everybody's on their way to work. How about the birds? When the Philadelphia Eagles lose, it feel like a third cousin passed away.
Oh, man.
Like he wasn't as close, but you knew him and he was your cousin. And it's just like, for the first 3 days of the week, you're down, nobody's up. And so the Eagles changed the morale of the city when they win.
Oh, my God. You've just literally, that's the best sales pitch I think I've ever heard. That was, I mean.
You going to change your bet?
No, I mean, I just bet in the pool. I have no idea.
Right.
That was amazing what you just said. I have never heard it said that way. That was awesome.
So cut to Sunday, Gilly. Are you leading them out onto the field? And do you have are you doing anything different for your dance?
No. Well, this Sunday I haven't gotten a call whether I'm leading them out on the field, but I would like to say that when I lead them out on the field, we're 3-0.
All right. I mean,
I would like to keep the tradition going.
Not that
but I haven't
sportsmen are
gotten a call
superstitious.
yet. But shout out to Jeffrey, the owner. Shout out to Nick, the coach. Shout out to Howie, the GM. And shout out to all the players for making it happen. And shout out to Big Dom. And if you're in New Orleans, I have a tailgate Sunday morning at 9 a.m. in the morning to 12 p.m. It's called the Nut Ass Tailgate Party. And I also have a party Saturday night at Empire. If you guys are around, pull up. It's going down. We're turning up. We're not sleeping. We're in New Orleans. It's no time for sleep. E-A-G-L-E-S-E-O!
Just look for the man in the giant Eagles hat and follow him. That's where the energy is going to be.
Oh,
Gilly, wish you the best.
Hey,
all right, Gilly.
have a great time, man.
Thank you. I just want to tell you guys you're legends. I appreciate you for having me.
We love having you on.
I got to get one of those hats. I'm convinced. I thought they were uncomfortable, but I was just watching them the whole time.
I don't know you could pull that off.
Watch me.
Sorry. We're going to take a break.
All right. When we come back, we're going to keep it down in New Orleans, where legendary coach Bill Belichick was celebrating last night with his girlfriend, Jordan. Yes, there's a slight age difference, but everybody is talking about what she wore, and she is now responding to all of the haters. Welcome back to TMZ Live. Snoop Dogg was back at it doing what he does a lot now, that is hosting. He raps still, but he was hosting the NFL Honors last night in New Orleans and decided he was going to take a few shots. When you're hosting any award show, you got to have a little bit of roasting that happens, right? But one particular joke did not go over well with legendary NFL coach Bill Belichick. Because Bill was there with his girlfriend, Jordan Hudson. No big deal there. Nothing to see, right?
Age is just a number.
Age is just a number. 27 is a large number. That is the difference in years between them.
No, that's not true. He's 72. She's what?
Oh,
it's like
sorry.
50 years.
No, she's 27,
right?
Right.
No, she's 24. She's 24, Charles. He's 72.
Oof.
There's a 48-year difference.
Anybody know math in here?
Anyone? Calculator?
Well, you're doing the hiring, Harv.
Listen, it's a lot of years, and they've gotten a lot of attention for that, and they're aware of it. But watch the joke that Snoop uncorked, and watch their reaction in particular.
It is an honor to be hosting this, because I've been a football fan for a long, long time. I mean, I remember back when the Cowboys was good. I remember back when the Chiefs was bad. And I remember, what was it? Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born yet.
Oh, he didn't. He's clowning. He's not upset. He knows.
Why does she look shocked by it?
I know, like you didn't think that joke was going to be made, Jordan?
Of course it's going to be made.
And also, this is not being said with any judgment whatsoever, but did you see what Jordan was wearing? I mean,
she looks amazing.
You're not looking for attention when you wear a dress like that, right?
Exactly. And I love that Bill's got his burgundy NFL blazer on that he got for the 100th season. It's so funny. So she has now revealed what the inspiration was for the outfit, and she wanted to look like the Lombardi Trophy, she says. I don't know.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, all right. So wait, there's two things we can read into that. This means she's fine with being a, quote, trophy wife.
Oh, I didn't think of that, Charles.
Does that mean that they are engaged or getting engaged?
You know what? I wouldn't be shocked if they did. I got a take on this. I
suspected you might.
I think the two of them are actually and really in love. That she is in love with him and he is in love with her.
I fully agree with that.
And they couldn't make it work if they didn't know that everybody was going to say the old thing. A young woman like her can't be attracted to an old guy like him. And they knew that going in. And they had to feel good about that. And almost play into it, which they did. I mean, he's wearing the old man's coat. Right. And look at her. They're playing into it.
Do you know what, though, guys? Bill Belichick, before Jordan, he dated a woman named Linda Holliday. for like a decade, and he never popped a question to her.
Right.
I think Linda Holiday may actually try and kill Jordan Hudson if he proposes.
Stop it. What do you make of her Lombardi Trophy spin?
I think it's awesome. I mean, she had to think of that before. She does
You
things.
think she thought of that before?
I do. You didn't. You don't just dress that way and then say, "Oh my God, it looks like the Lombardi
Dress what
Trophy."
way? What are you trying to say?
She's
dressed what way?
In a way that's going to attract attention, and people are going to comment on social media. She had a comeback. She had a comeback before she put that on.
I'm Ash Cantley from Atlanta, and here's what I think. We've all done hard things in our 20s. Who cares if he marries her? She needs to have a baby, give it some time, and then she's good to go. Very smart move on her part.
So you're basically killing Bill Belichick.
She's good to go?
What are you
good to go?
I mean,
good to go where?
That's the most heartless thing.
Wow.
Jeez. When that plant behind you die, are you going to celebrate that too?
I'll get a new one.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, you treat the plant the way you would the boyfriend.
Wow, Bill Belichick, you are disposable.
Oh God, what else? Okay, we're gonna move on
to Bad Baby, and of course, when Danielle Bregoli first became famous, it was all about this contentious relationship with her mother. Mother brought her on to Dr. Phil's show, and Catch Me Outside was born. So. Here we are all these years later, and they are still going at it. Bad Baby posted a video, a surveillance video that shows a horrible fight between her and her mother.
Ooh, oh my gosh. Wow. Do we know what triggered this?
Yes. Well, according to Danielle, she says it was all justified because of something her mother said about one of Danielle's friends who had passed away and is black. Now, Danielle claims that her mother referred to her as a monkey.
What?
Yeah, she says that her mom, basically she says that she does not condone physically fighting a parent or an elder, but what she also doesn't condone is racism. And she says that her mom called her deceased black friend a monkey, and also went on to say that she was disrespectful when it came to the friend's funeral service. And so she just kind of went all in on her mom. It's also worth noting that a couple of days before this, Danielle's ex-boyfriend or boyfriend, I'm not sure if they're together or not, LV had been going at it with Danielle's mom, and he had also brought this up that she was racist and that she was just mad that Danielle didn't want a relationship with her.
Did the mom respond to this, what Danielle said?
She said that she never said the word monkey, so she's denying the fact that she used this slur. Danielle is saying that she 100% used the slur. So there's just two different sides, totally, completely different. Also, I want to note that when she posted this video, she did say that the video is old and that her and her mom have somehow, some way kind of reconciled. They did spend Christmas together. So
if they're getting along, she's not going to post that.
Yeah.
Maybe they got into a fight. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to take a break.
All right. When we come back, it's our favorite time of the year. No offense, Tim. Not rejects. It's Puppy Bowl time. And we're going to be joined by a few of the pups that you're going to see playing on Sunday. Also be joined by the referee, and who's going to tell us, look, referees have been getting a lot of flack heading into the Super Bowl. How is the Puppy Bowl going to be different? But most importantly, we're going to have cute puppies here. Welcome back to TMZ Live. Mike, thanks for stepping in. You get the honor.
I've never been happier to step in than today.
The honor of being here for our favorite day of the year. We are talking with the folks behind this year's Puppy Bowl. And listen, there's a little controversy heading into the Super Bowl. People think that the referees are all, that it's fixed.
It's rigged. They want the Chiefs to win.
Right, that they just want the Chiefs to win. Well, here's the great thing about the Puppy Bowl. You don't have to worry about that. Everybody wins in the Puppy Bowl.
Exactly
and
right.
we know that we can trust, not the referee, but the referee, our good friend Dan Schechner, who is here to talk about Puppy Bowl 21. That's right. And we're gonna meet our friends here in just a moment. But Dan, tell us about this year's Puppy Bowl and who you guys are working with. This is, by the way, in all the years we've been doing this, this might be the cutest puppy. All puppies are cute, but this
We've
one.
got sisters.
This is Raya, by the way.
Raya and Ruth.
Yeah.
You wanna see your sister?
So, Dan, tell us what's going on this year.
Yeah, you got Raya, Ruth, and Riley. They're all litter mates from Angel City Pits here in LA. Angel City Pits is doing great work on behalf of the displaced animals from the LA wildfires, which is amazing. And I want to thank you guys for the vote of confidence as a referee. I was ashamed at what happened with those human refs, but just know that we have a higher standard when it comes to puppies.
Exactly. Exactly. See, you can just, there's no controversy with the Puppy Bowl except for the fact that, look at the paws on you, Raya. Oh my gosh. You might need weight classes in the Puppy Bowl this year.
We do, actually.
Raya is going to knock somebody out with these things, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Aren't you,
well, they're more of a linebacker than they are a running back. But to address that ref thing one more time, dogs can't catch to begin with. They can only carry or kick. So we're not going to have many catching controversies. And also, as a nod to my friend Josh Allen, who was unfortunately denied a trip to the big game, we've got Paws Allen in our Puppy Bowl. So
nice.
They'll still be repped.
So Puppy Bowl 21 going down on Sunday. Dan, I always wonder about this. Like, it is the great alternative for the Super Bowl for those who maybe just aren't interested in the teams this year. Yeah. You guys have got to have such support for this because who doesn't listen, Mike's a cat guy.
Yeah, cats.
And but who's going to turn away from these faces?
Well, listen, we got something even for Mike because we got kittens performing during our halftime show.
Whoa!
So, and those are also up for adoption. So there's something for truly everybody at this year's game.
So, look, we're having some fun here, but we should remind people that what really is important about the Puppy Bowl, it is entertaining, but these are all dogs that have been rescued, and are all of them up for adoption?
Every single one. Yeah, some do get scooped up by our camera people and the crew and whoever's around there. They don't make it off the field. But no, there's a lot of them still up for adoption. And this year we have the most amount of adoptable dogs ever, 142 in our event this year. That's a record for us.
Dan, do I understand that you actually had a combine this year for the puppies?
Yeah, we decided to really be transparent about our process. In prior years, our process was like, send us a picture of your puppy next to a Coke can so we can judge how large or small they are. And that was essentially how we drafted. This year, we're having a proper skills test for these dogs.
I love that.
So yeah, tune in at 1 p.m. Eastern for the combine and draft.
That is great because listen, every event that you guys do is just more highlighting these dogs that absolutely need new homes. And I love the fact that Angel City Pitch is working with the fire relief effort because that is a big thing here in LA that even for families, they've lost their home, they're struggling on their own and sometimes they just don't have a place for their dogs and so they end up going up for adoption. So really important work being done this year. Dan, thank you so much. I cannot wait for Puppy Bowl 21. And listen, Raya, if you're still looking for a home after the game,
your sister found a new owner.
Yeah. Yeah. These, oh my gosh, she's so cute.
Cutest.
Dan, thanks so much for being with us, man. Looking forward to your work at the Puppy Bowl.
I promise I won't let you down. I'll call a clean game.
All right.
That's it.
Excellent. See,
Can't be right.
You got to catch Puppy Bowl 21. It's all going down on Sunday. Lots of options on where you can watch it. Animal Planet, Discovery, TBS, True TV, Max, and Discovery Plus. What more could you want? You're going to be a big star.
I love football, but it's not as good as this.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is better.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to take a break. And when we come back, everyone's favorite odd couple, French Montana and Lara Trump. They were at it again partying. We will show you what they were doing in Miami and why. You know, we had French Montana on a few weeks ago.
We did.
And he told us about this project, this music he's working on with Lara Trump. Well, they were in the studio down in Miami. I think they've completed the song now. In fact, I know they've completed it because they're already in promo mode. This was not just about music. It seems pretty clear they're friends because after they were in the studio, hanging out, shooting some pool, you can hear the song going. I'm going to shut up for a second so you can hear a little bit of the song because they had it playing. Yeah, they're doing a little promo shoot. So, song is called "No Days Off," and there you go. Even when we had him on, we were like, Laura Trump, huh? But I just never saw that coming from her. I didn't know that she was in the music lane.
What's really the difference between that and Kim Kardashian being really good friends with Ivanka?
There's been a concerted effort to sort of launch her into the mainstream because Ivanka is obviously taking a step back, going back to sort of civilian life and not as big a part of the administration. I think there's a real effort to make Lara Trump pop. She's Eric's wife. She wasn't that big of a feature of the first administration, but they really want to make her work this time.
But this is different. I mean,
yeah, this is not in a political lane.
Right.
But you're saying just to make her a pop culture phenomenon.
I think it's part of the same thing. This administration is about entertainment, is about having people be high profile and do loud things. And I think having her do a collaboration with French Montana raises her in the public consciousness.
It also puts people off balance.
Right.
You know, it kind of puts people off balance.
My name's Elena Carmela. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I think Lara Trump and French Montana are such a cool duo. I think it's awesome that somebody like French Montana, who is super, super knowledgeable in the music industry, has taken somebody as green as Lara Trump underneath his wing.
French Montana is so beloved, and you know, Donald Trump is so polarizing.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting to watch. I'm fascinated by this. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hello, this is Malik Taylor. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm going to talk about the reason Kanye West rents, because at this point, it's just like, it's not surprising. I used to think the man probably had some mental issues, but at this point, it seems like he's attaching himself to controversy every time he wants to drop something. At that point, it's like you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So you can't keep helping him no more.
He's exhausting. He is exhausting.
That is 100% true.
One more.
Hi, I'm Bree Grant, calling from California, and I'm going to be talking about the Taylor Swift and Blake Lively situation. I feel like Taylor Swift is justified for not inviting Blake Lively into the suite. I mean, if my friend called me a dragon, I would be so offended. And
well, no. You're missing the point. The word dragon itself is not the offensive part.
It's that she's like a protective dragon.
She was not protecting Blake in any way, shape, or form, and Blake made it seem that
like
way.
She was there as like her guard dog.
I'm just trying to. I'm here to stand up for dragons. Is what I'm trying to do. So,
yeah.
No
I would just feel like a little taken advantage of, a little bit.
Okay, we're gonna take a break.
I'm gonna resist saying what I wanted to say. All right, when we come back, Justin Bieber balling again, back on a basketball court. We will show you where he's playing and how's his game looking these days. You know, for all those Justin Bieber fans who've been concerned about his well-being, his health, there have been some photos where people are like, oh, he looks a little run down. He looks pretty healthy in New York City. This video we got of him playing a little basketball. We know that Justin hoops. We've seen that for years. Played in a lot of like celeb games. Still out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you mean still out there? He's like, what, 29,
I know, he's like 29
30?
or something. I mean, look, he's not on a street.
That was amazing.
I mean, look, he wasn't like at a street court in Manhattan or anything, or in Brooklyn.
You know what this shows? Everybody goes through ups and downs and everything else.
Exactly.
And that people see one thing and they think that's the, God, he's amazing.
Wait a second, is he warming up? Maybe he's gonna play in the All-Star game, like in the celeb game.
He is really
All-Star
good.
weekend, that's coming up.
I mean, that's amazing.
And he looks good.
He looks good. Good for Justin.
Yeah.
Okay, have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and we'll see you Monday.